好，我们今天来到了 Watermark LIC Life in Color 的 Exclusive Lounge。这是一个刚新建好的27楼的公寓，在 Long Island City 中心。他们这边总共有168间套房，有 one studio apartment， 有 one bedroom apartment， 有 two bedroom apartment。我们正在 one bedroom apartment。那走吧，我们一起去看看。
Everyone to know in the neighborhood in Long Island City that we're here and we've opened and we've rented almost 30% of the building, and we have more apartments to lease and they're coming up over the next few months. We also wanted our residents to understand that we're here and that we're going to be throwing events for them throughout the year, and the brokers to come and visit the building who haven't seen the building yet. Because we only opened in mid-August and we very quickly leased up so many apartments, a lot of brokers, I think, just didn't get a chance to see that we're actually here and open. So we're very excited to have all the brokers and the residents here mingling with the 3 food trucks that we brought in and our beer and wine and cocktails, so that everyone can get to know each other, see some floor plans, see our model apartments, and get to know our leasing team.
Right, so what would you say to this upcoming or potential new renters? Like, because I've seen on your website that this apartment is amazing. So what would you say to them? How would you kind of like?
So right now we're sitting in one of our resident lounges. It's called the Watermark Lounge. And as you can see, we have some lovely couches, workspaces behind me where you can sit and bring your laptops and work. We also have workstations over here with the seating area. And there's going to be a lovely furnished garden right behind, which isn't completed yet. We did put together these renderings so that everyone can see what it's going to look like. We also have our roof deck, which is going to have our sky lounge, outdoor terrace, and fitness center, which should be complete by mid-October. So we're very excited. The building has 168 apartments. It's the only boutique rental building in this neighborhood when there's so many large buildings that are lovely as well, but there are 800 units, 500 units, some coming online, 1,800 apartments, and this is 168 apartments, which is like a boutique hotel. And I think that all of our residents really enjoy that camaraderie and the closeness and getting to know your neighbor. Most of them that have rented really like that and preferred that.
All right, that's all I have today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
除了看看这些豪华的房子，我还给你们带来了一些食物餐车的美食。在这里，我们可以看到3个不一样的食物餐车，有亚洲、墨西哥和在美国不能错过的美国餐。
那我们再来试一下这个亚洲餐吧，走吧。
听说这家墨西哥餐是今年 Randy Award 的被提名人 ，Randy Award 也就是纽约1年1度的街头食品比赛，是全纽约的哟。所以你们可以应该想象这是有多棒的事。
好，那我们再来试一下这个饭跟猪肉，真的好棒！摄影师来试一下。好啦，大家，这是我们摄影师 Anthony， 辛苦啦，今天。试一下那个泡菜。
我中意個泡菜，因為咧，我覺得個泡菜咧，又唔係話個人嚟講咧，又唔係好辣啦。係啊，有幾重啲泡菜味嘅，係啊。
好啦，看起来今天我们就到这里，谢谢你们收看，我是明镜火牌林德怡，下次见。 家好，欢迎来到今天世界很好玩，我是主持人得怡。我们通常都有一些疑问，你来了美国多久了？在美国生活，你觉得自己赚的钱够多吗？年薪5万、10万、15万或者更多？那在美国的大城市如纽约、洛杉矶等，你买得起还是租得起一套公寓吗？尽管房价快速上涨，尽管我们囊中羞涩，但是并没有让我们的美国梦打了折扣。年轻的一代人，也许他们赚的钱并没有多到让他们随心所欲，但是他们选择住在曼哈顿，世界上最高价的城市之一。那尽管他们付完房租、储蓄生活的必要开销之后，也没剩多少，但是他们一旦在曼哈顿这样的城市住了下去，就不肯搬出来了。那理由究竟是什么呢？今天我们请到一个2017年夏天刚刚毕业的 Luke Cooley， 现在在 Thomson Reuters 做策略分析师，聊聊他的生活。他住的地方中文叫做上东区，也就是 Upper East Side， 住的常常都是老钱家族，讲究身份和做派。他住的那个是属于中层，那这个地方更多是商业和大楼，吸引了一些富裕有良好教育的年轻人和一些文化乐趣业的名流。我们想要问的是，为什么刚刚毕业，在薪水不是很高的情况下，选择住在这个区呢？他觉得房价高吗？既然觉得够贵，为什么还选择留在这里？那现在我们请导播把嘉宾请进来。Hi Luke, thanks for coming to our show.
Hi Kessel, glad to be with you.
Hi, so we're gonna move forward with the first question, okay? Okay, so I mean you just graduated and you landed your first job. Why did you decide to stay in a place where it's deemed to be a location with a super high rent?
Yeah, well, I think it's definitely a trade-off. I think on one hand you have the super high rent and the high cost of living, but at the same time you have a great number of exposures that you're around, a great number of activities and events that you can always easily access. For me personally, I'm in an area where it's very convenient to commute to my work. Door to door, it's about 20 minutes. So I think, yes, it's a trade-off, but I think in the end, I'm happy with my decision to stay where I am.
All right, I'm gonna translate for them. 所以他刚说是，虽然是那个房租是很高，可是呢，他住的地方呢，让他上班下班都很方便。他从出门走到他办公室只要20分钟，就不用搭地铁跟人家挤什么这样。所以他觉得就算那么高，这个交易是划算的。所以我们下一个问题要问他，就是除了交通和生活的便利，曼哈顿对年轻人对他最大的吸引力在哪里？ So my second question for you would be, how does it feel to stay in the heart of the city? I mean, it's really convenient like what you said, but what actually attracts you most?
Yeah, well, for me, I think being fully immersed in an environment where there's so much to do, especially coming from a small town in West Virginia.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know where West Virginia is or what it looks like, imagine New York City and then imagine the exact opposite of New York City. So I think that just being around everything at all times is what I really wanted to do. And I work in Midtown, but I live on the Upper East Side, so I come home to something much more quiet, which is nice.
OK， 所以他刚刚说的就是呢，他其实是从一个很小的城市来，就是在 West Virginia。那他就说怎么形容 West Virginia， 就是你想象纽约的反义词。他之前就是住在这个地方，所以他觉得在搬来纽约过后，他住在这个纽约中心呢，虽然是房租真的很贵，可是他还是很方便，就走去就有的吃的，有的玩，有的喝的。Okay, so my third question for you would be, when you first rented this place, right? What did you have in mind? Like, what did you consider, like the rent, the environment, or the nightlife?
Right. Well, I had visited New York on several occasions before I actually moved here, and ever since I've moved here, I've realized that living somewhere, the feel of a city, living somewhere, and visiting that same place are entirely different.
Right.
And I don't think it's necessarily in a better way or a worse way, but it's just a different way. And I think that what attracts me is just being around so many different ways of thinking, so many different races and ethnicities constantly. So.
Right， 所以他刚刚说的是他选择住在这地方，让他学习到可以怎么去跟不同的人社交什么这样子，然后在他的那里住宅区呢，旁边都有很多不同种族的人，所以让他可以经历的更多。那之前呢也是有来visit 纽约，那时他还没住下来，那觉得之前来看纽约的时候跟现在住的感觉是不一样的，可是他还是很喜欢。那下一个问题我们要问他的就是他个人的收入足够吗？如果他赚的钱不够，他会不会向父母伸手？ So my next question for you would be, do you think your salary is enough to cover your rent and expenses? If it's not, would you ever ask it from your parents?
Yeah, so a general rule of thumb when trying to rent an apartment in the city is that your annual income has to be about or 40 times your monthly rent, or else you can't rent the place in the first place. And landlords do that just so they can ensure that you'll pay. So I can definitely meet rent and my other expenses. My parents are thankfully generous at times. I try to ask them for money.
Right. You try not to.
Yeah.
But so you try not to, so did you ask?
yeah, but I mean, I do budget.
Right.
So yeah.
OK， 所以他刚刚说的是，其实他现在赚的钱还是挺够他还房租的。可是他的爸妈呢，都会很慷慨的，有时候问他，哎，你需不需要一点零用钱？所以当他的家人有给他，他就也是会拿啦。OK， 所以我们下一个问题要问他的就是，他觉得住在曼哈顿会不会和他的身份和职业比较相符呢？So like my next question for you would be, do you think the place that you are staying right now defines who you are or define your lifestyle? Like, or in other words, do you feel the peer pressure that it's better for you to stay in Midtown instead of somewhere else because that would appear cooler?
No, not necessarily. I think what defines a person is who you associate with, and thankfully I've been able to connect with a lot of great people here in the city.
Right.
And also, I think how people respond to changes in their life, not necessarily where they live. And plus, I don't think there are many people out there where they can afford to live in a expensive area just to say,
this is me.
Yeah, it's way too expensive for that.
Right.
So I don't.
You don't let that define you.
For me, no.
OK， 所以刚才就是说呢，他觉得这个房子也没什么让他感觉我是一个很有钱的人还是什么，可是他就觉得在这个地方呢，他很舒服，然后他认识的人也是认识到对的人，那这些人也教到他很多东西，让他的职业可以再进一步。所以我们下一个问题要问他就是他如何安排他的生活？高价的房租会不会限制他在其他的方面的消费要比较节省，比如旅游或者和朋友聚会呢？ So how do you organize your budget? Does this rent limit your expenses in other areas like maybe traveling or hanging out with friends?
Yeah, so I guess one of my passions is travel. So it's not really the best passion to have when you're a young starting out professional in the city, because it's expensive.
Right.
But I do like to invest my money. I take a portion of my income and invest for my future. I also like to invest in rainy day funds, so I can travel occasionally with my friends.
Right.
And in the end, I mean, it's always going to be tight, especially when you're starting out.
Yeah.
But you have to stick to it, and it'll be fine.
Right. 所以他刚是说呢，他都会有计划他的零用钱什么这样子，他会收还是他会投资什么这样。那他有一个他很喜欢就是旅游，那他都会放一些钱出来旅游。虽然是有时候在月尾的时候可能会很紧，可是他就觉得他刚出来工作刚开始就是这样子，所以他就是会计划很好他的 budget。所以我们下一个问题要问他，就是他对未来有什么计划吗？他觉得他会一直在住这个房子吗？ So what are your plans for the future? Do you think you will continue renting this place or you will move somewhere else?
Well, luckily my office is in Times Square, so
Right.
anywhere that I go, I can easily access the office, and it won't be too far. But I really haven't thought much about it. I have a great roommate. I really lucked out with him.
Right.
So that's a discussion I think we'll have down the road.
Right. OK， 所以他刚刚就说呢，因为他工作就在 Times Square 嘛，所以就是如果住在哪里都很方便，可以去到 Times Square 他的工作地方。可是他觉得，这是他以后要考虑，他还要跟他室友商量啊，可能要搬出去还是继续待下去。所以我们下一个问题要问他，就是他从一个那么小的城市来到那么忙碌的纽约，纽约在他的心目中是怎么样的？So coming from a small town, like you said, you were from West Virginia, and now living in a big city, has New York been what you imagine?
No, not at all. I think. I mean, yeah, I have visited the city in the past, but I think living anywhere is again entirely a different experience because not only you have to deal with the struggle of high cost of living, but you also have to deal with the struggles of trying to meet new people and working in a new environment. So it hasn't been what I have imagined, but it's not a bad thing at all. If anything, it's a good thing because it's been a learning experience, and that's what really makes up, I think, an experience anywhere.
Right, and you're happy, right?
Oh, absolutely. I love New York, yeah.
Yes. 所以刚刚说，虽然是纽约没有他想象中一样，可是他很开心是在他的地方。他觉得他出来工作呢，他就是适应一个新的环境，认识新的朋友，也是有自己的有一些难度，可是他都在去面对。那他觉得这些都是一个学习的过程。Okay, so I think, Luke, that's all the questions we have for you today. Thank you so much for coming to our show and telling us your personal experience and sharing all these things with our audience.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I had a great time.
You have a good time. You have a good day.
You too.
OK， 所以这结论是呢，无论是对新移民还是美国人本体，都会有一个纽约的梦想。无论纽约再乱、再脏、再挤、再贵、再无情、再天使、再地狱，待过纽约的人身上都会散发出气定神闲 "This is New York"， 感觉总是让人心中痒痒的。所以在纽约，如果有人问你住在哪里，事实是在问你处金字塔的哪个位置。那曼哈顿岛虽然小，却掌握着全世界最丰富的资源。在下班后，在高档的酒店中，在偏僻的巷子里，可以吃到全世界任何地方的美食。如果你还有精力、有闲钱的话，你可以做一些想做的事情，到最高档的百货公司享受 VIP 待遇，到最平民的市场上逛街，到中央公园一个人静坐吃汉堡、喂鸽子，或者参加音乐会和派对。那所以你们一定要明白，无论再多高价，无论再大的压力，一波又一波的人都会在这里停下脚步，感受纽约，感受曼哈顿。我是德一，我们明天见。